This is the WJTS News. In tonight's news, pretrial conference continues with Kyle Schneider, building dedication ceremony in honor of Lance Corporal Alec Terwisky, KFC's 15th annual fundraising fish fry. Kurt Guxell will be in with sports. On WJTS Inform, we talk with Clayton Boyles. All to come on WJTS TV News. Good evening, I'm Jenna Schaffer with the news. A pretrial conference in the case of the state of Indiana versus Kyle Schneider continued today in the Du Bois Circuit Court. Jasper attorney Tim DeMott, who represents Kyle Schneider, the man charged with the January 11, 2019 murder of Chloe Lubehusen, filed a motion for a change of venue due to public hostility against the defendant. The state objected this motion, stating that the supposed outrage is not evident enough to support a change in venue, while also expressing that the prosecution is still seeking witnesses in the case, including one that has moved out of state and has not been able to be reached. Because they are still doing a blood test of evidence, the state of Indiana filed a motion for a continuation of the pretrial, specifying that blood tests take very long to process. The prosecution also believes that the evidence as of right now would not be enough for the May 13th court date and that this is necessary evidence for the trial. DeMott returned with a motion that the testing of blood evidence be done independently. That way any case of bias would not be involved in the investigation. Judge Nathan Verkamp granted the motion for testing independently. Judge Verkamp took the motion to change venue and the motion to continue under advisement. The pretrial is set to reconvene on April 17th at 8:30 a.m. in Du Bois Circuit Court. A building dedication ceremony in honor of Lance Corporal Alec Terwisky will be held at the NSA Crane Visitors Center in May. Lance Corporal Alec R. Terwisky was killed in action on September 3, 2012 by an improvised explosive device while in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. As part of a route clearance company, Lance Corporal Terwisky regularly ventured into harm's way. The morning of that fateful day, Lance Corporal Terwisky was providing overwatch when his fellow Marines came under enemy fire. He engaged and eliminated multiple hostile threats before his vehicle moved to further protect his unit, triggered a buried improvised explosive device, killing the 21-year-old. Lance Corporal Terwisky was born July 6, 1991 in Jasper, Indiana, to Alan and Sandy Terwisky. He was a 2010 graduate of Northeast Du Bois High School and enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps that same year. Numerous testimonials from fellow Marines, including his commanding officer, described Lance Corporal Terwisky as a self-assured Marine who brought laughter, loyalty, and compassion to those who knew him and exemplified what it means to be a Marine. The building dedication ceremony in honor of Lance Corporal Alec Terwisky will be held Friday, May 3rd at 10:30 a.m. at the NSA Crane Visitors Center at 103 Furlong Street in Crane. For more information, contact Jeff Nagin at 812-296-8330 or by email at jeffrey.nagin@navy.mil. All are invited to attend the KFC's 15th annual fundraising fish fry and shooting match benefiting the charitable efforts of Good Shepherd of the Hills Knights of Columbus Council number 13623. The event is being hosted at the co-sponsored by the Celestine Community Club on Friday, April 12th. There will be drive-through catfish dinners from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. The $10 dinner includes a generous portion of fried catfish, homemade German fries, slaw, and bread. Dine-in and carry-out food begins at 6 p.m. and will feature their famous fish dinner, chicken dinners, and hamburgers. The event will feature a closed shooting match at 8 p.m. First choice is a half beef with beef and pork choices thereafter. The Good Shepherd Council serves the St. Isidore Parish, St. Celestine, and St. Raphael churches and the local communities through numerous charitable projects and programs. All proceeds fund their charitable works. Early walk-in voting for the May 7th municipal primary election will begin in the Daviess County Clerk's office today. Voting will continue Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. Early voting will also be available from 8:30 a.m. till noon Monday, May 6th. The clerk's office will also be open Saturday, April 27th and Saturday, May 4th from 8 a.m. until noon for those voters who cannot make it to the office during regular voting hours. Voters will need to show an Indiana driver's license, an Indiana ID card, a U.S. passport, or other photo ID issued by the state of Indiana or the U.S. government. Persons requiring a ballot be mailed to them or need assistance to vote should contact the voter registration office at 812-254-8679. Earlier yesterday morning, Indiana State Trooper Andrew Beaver responded to US 231 near Abel Lane in Martin County for a minor injury accident. Anthony McAtee, 30, of Linville, fell asleep behind the wheel and drove his GMC pickup down an embankment and struck another embankment head-on, resulting in extensive damage to his vehicle. McAtee was treated at the scene for minor injuries to his leg but refused additional medical treatment. McAtee was cited for driving while suspended with a prior offense, a Class A misdemeanor. It's an event that has made dreams come true and captivated audience for a generation, and now is your chance to be a part of history. One of Southern Indiana's longest-running country music talent searches returns to the Jasper Arts Center in Jasper, Indiana. Radio station 101 Country WBDC continues to host the local Showdown, now in its 38th year. The WBDC Country Showdown will be held June 6, 2019. Now is the time for acts from around the region to enter and compete for thousands of dollars in cash and prizes. This year's winner will walk away with a $1,000 cash prize. The first runner-up receives $250 and $100 goes to the third place. The top three finishers are presented with a beautiful engraved trophy as well. Entries are currently being accepted by WBDC until April 19, 2019. Open to vocal and/or instrumental performers, the WBDC Country Showdown welcomes individual acts or groups to compete. Entry forms and details for this year's Showdown are available online at WBDC.us or may be picked up at the WBDC studios at 458 3rd Avenue in Jasper, Indiana. This year's entry fee is $30 and this deadline for entry is Friday, April 19th at 4 p.m. WBDC provides a talented backup band for performers if needed. Performances are limited to 10 minutes. To ensure fairness, a uniform judging system is used in all levels of competition. For more information, please call 812-634-9232 or email Program Director at dcbroadcasting.com. Brian Schwenk, WBDC Program Director, says that they consider the WBDC Country Showdown one of the most anticipated local events in country music each year, and that it is an exciting event that provides aspiring artists in our area an opportunity to perform in front of a sold-out audience in a premier venue while promoting a great appreciation of country music. Now in its 38th year, the WBDC Country Showdown finds the most promising country music talent in the area, giving these performers a chance to hone their skills and win great prizes. From the first winner's Crossfire in 1982 to last year's winner Tony Patrick, the WBDC Country Showdown has proved to be a must-see event for country music fans of all ages. A report says Spencer County sports one of the healthiest populations in the state. So says the annual county health rankings released by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and the University of Wisconsin Population Health Institute. The county ranks 8th out of Indiana's 92 counties in health outcomes and 9th in health factors. A summary of the findings emphasizes the apparent importance of affordable and secure housing and overall health, noting health rankings and outcomes all tended to improve in communities where these amenities are available and languish where they are not. The survey suggests that high housing costs can force some families to live in unsafe or overcrowded housing or even into homelessness. In Indiana, 12% of households spend more than half of their income on housing costs. This year's rankings state report shows stark differences across and within counties in the opportunity to afford a home, especially for those with low incomes and people of color. This year's analysis shows that a lack of opportunity for a safe, secure, and affordable home is tied to poor health. Areas where the report shows less optimistic health data include rates of adult obesity and the rate of reported sexually transmitted diseases. Spencer County's rates of adult obesity reached 34% in 2015, a significant spike from around 28% in 2012. On the whole, however, positive factors and data overwhelmed any negative points in the report as it pertains to Spencer County. The local area performed particularly well in housing factors, which the study considered a major and often unappreciated asset when it comes to building a healthy community. The overall rankings are available at countyhealthrankings.org. Indiana University's renowned Lilly Library is getting a nearly $11 million boost for its first big renovation since it opened about 6 decades ago. IU President Michael A. McRobbie announced last week that the Lilly Endowment Inc. was providing an extraordinary $10.9 million grant for an interior renovation of the 52,000 square foot building. That work will include upgrades to its lighting, fire protection, and security systems. The limestone face library opened in 1960 on the Bloomington campus to house the private library of the late Josiah K. Lilly Jr., one of the Lilly Endowment's founders. It's now home to more than 450,000 rare books, 8.5 million manuscripts, and 150,000 sheets of music that are magnets for both scholars and students completing coursework. The library sits at the heart of IU Bloomington's Fine Arts Plaza. Stay tuned, weather, sports, and inform, all still to come on 18 WJTS News.